Welcome to Unmuted Podcast with our amazing host and author, Recia Kabbah. In a noisy world, we cut through the chatter, amplifying important voices. Are you ready for raw, unscripted stories that shape our daily lives? Well, on Unmuted, we tackle tough topics, challenge the norms, and share untold stories. Each episode, we bring in thought leaders, influencers, and everyday heroes for genuine conversations. It's not just a podcast. It's a platform for real, raw, expressive conversations. Get ready for the emotions, laughters, and most of all, the truth. Unmuted is more than just a show. It's a movement. So join us as we break the silence to embrace the power of honest dialogue. Welcome to Unmuted, where conversations are real.
Welcome to Unmuted Podcast. I am your host, Recia Kabbah. On today's episode, I have mom, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and a mentor, the beautiful Chicona Kibria. How?
Hey, how are you? Thank you.
I'm
I love the
good.
intro.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today. I am
Thank you for
so
having me.
happy to have you. And, the schedule wasn't working, but finally. So,
Yes, yes.
How was your day today?
Today wasn't bad. It was like a lounge day for me. I've been up since early this morning because I was afraid that I would miss this 9 o'clock slot because
Oh,
normally I take naps throughout the day, and I was like, I don't want to take a nap, and I'll be sleeping at 9 o'clock. So I've been up for most of the day, but just basically binge watching TV and catching up on household stuff. So it was an easy. I like to call it, rest and reset Sunday. So that's what I kind of did, getting ready, prepared for the week.
right. That's how I like my Sunday to be too. This one I was tired. I'm still tired from last.
Yeah, you said you were partying.
Yeah, I'm still tired from the Inner Star trip as I was last night. We had an amazing time. And shout out to Jessie. She did a great job with
Yeah, I
everything.
saw some of your pictures. It looked like it was a good time.
Yes, it was. It was beautiful. And so she did her thing. Um, she does that program every year. So whenever, next year you have the time, the experience is great. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
You
definitely check
feel
it
like
out.
you are the Oscar, you know. It's beautiful, yeah. So, all right. Thank you again. And I am excited for us to get into this chit chat. Uh,
Yes, it's so different from anything I've ever like really talked about. So I'm excited.
okay, good. We are both excited. So, we are talking about divorce and just friendships, just everything else surrounding pretty much life. Surviving abuse and all of those stuff that you said you would like to discuss. Because listen, I appreciate this because you never know who could be watching
Mhm.
and be motivated by your story because we all have a story and they are all different. You know,
Right,
you
definitely.
can have 10 divorced people in a room, but they all have a
Every
different
have a different story, right?
yes, different outcomes, different situations. So
Right.
we can never finish talking about these things. So thank you for being here. So for divorce, for your divorce, would you like to share a little bit like how long has that been and how first of all, how long were you married and then how long it's been since you've been divorced?
Yeah, so it was 15 years of
Oh,
marriage, and it's been 4 years since
okay.
we've been divorced.
Okay. So you already over it. You done.
Oh, I was over it. No, I'm not being insensitive, but I was over it when it was over. It was over way before it was over.
Okay. So how was that for you though? When the end was really becoming a reality, because sometimes we don't react to things until we actually see like, oh wow, it's really happening. Like this is my life. Now,
Right.
how was that for you? Was it like you said you were over it, but
Yeah, well, yeah, that part of it was crazy. It was definitely a challenge. It was a lot of mixture of emotions.
mhm.
Because like I mentioned, we were together for so long. And I was really, really young.
Let me don't
Uh,
cut. I'm sorry. You want to share them live to your page, then your followers can also watch it. That's what I like to do with
okay,
mine. Yeah.
hold on a second.
When you go to Facebook, you can go to my page and then just share it so your people can watch. If not, it's just gonna be my followers.
Okay,
You
I
did?
think I got
You
it.
so fast with
Yeah.
I like you. You're so fast with everything. Yeah, go
Usually
ahead.
that usually take a long time for people.
Yeah, yeah. So,
No, but so yeah, that part of it was difficult because we were together for so long and we had like a 9-year age gap. So he was always like in the relationship, the leader, the decision maker. So when it was finally just me and I had to make all the decisions and I had, to be the leader of my household, that was a very difficult transition. Although like emotionally, I was over it with
mhm.
the relationship, but mentally going into being single mom, single woman, that part was very difficult. And also at the same time, I relocated to a whole new state. So it was like on top of that whole pressure of, the separating and having dual lives for the children, I also moved to another state. So I had to do that transition as well. So that part wasn't easy. But once, when you get to a point when you're done, you do whatever it takes, right? So I did it. It wasn't easy, but I managed and I'm good now.
Okay, especially with children, yeah.
Mhm.
Relocating is a whole nother thing.
Yes, it definitely is. And it was like during COVID, so it was crazy. But yeah, relocating was definitely a big thing. It was a huge part of the ordeal.
Okay, good to hear that. What was the most surprising thing that helped you heal after your divorce?
Surprisingly, it was therapy. Prior to that, I had never had a therapist. So, going through therapy, it identifies so many different things.
Mhm,
So there were lots of surprises, lots of things I learned about myself as well in that process.
mhm,
So it was probably the biggest factor in my healing process, but it was
mhm.
also very surprising because never having a therapist and having an outside view of what's going on, that was just like, wow, it was an eye opener and it was definitely life changing.
Okay, therapy. So, to share a little bit of mine. For me, I've been divorced for a little bit over a year now. So I like
Mm,
to call myself newly divorced, whatever.
right. Okay. That's very
Um,
new.
yeah, a year and a half. So, but for me, surprising would be, so this is the thing. I went through a very traumatizing divorce,
Hmm.
a divorce that I wasn't expecting, right? And so it took me time for me to really comprehend what was going on, for me to really say, you know what, this is now my life, this is going to be
Right.
my reality. And so that was the acceptance part. I had to accept it first, because before that I was just going crazy. But when I did accept, for me, what surprised me was that even before accepting, I was praying for my marriage to be restored, right?
Mm,
And that was my prayer. But surprisingly, that wasn't working, because that
right.
wasn't what God wanted for me. So somehow, when I fell flat on my face, where I had nothing left in me, for some reason I heard that voice saying, change how you pray, change
Mm.
how you pray. And I started to, pray different. Like rather than praying for restoration, I started to pray for God to disconnect my heart from this whole situation. And
Mm.
my exact prayer used to be, God, if this marriage is not for me, I don't want to be in this type of place where I'm at right now in my life. I don't want to be this unhappy. I just want to wake up and have a normal life, where I can call my girls and be like, let's do something. I don't want to be this miserable because I did not like the place I work. And I'm saying that because a lot of us go through these things and we continue staying there. We continue staying there, hoping that something gonna change.
Mhm.
So
Right.
sometimes when you're doing something over and over and you cannot see any change, you have to do something different. It may not
Right.
be praying, whatever it is. If it's not working, you have to move different. So when I started to ask God to disconnect my heart, and I asked God, I just want my peace. I just want to be happy again. And so if this marriage is not for me, just disconnect my heart. And girl, that was the surprising part because
Right.
back then it's like he said, okay, now this is what I wanted. Now I got
Exactly.
you.
It was like a awakening.
Yeah, for some reason, I wake up the next day, I'm like refreshed, I'm like ready. I just wanted to be over with already. And I called my lawyer. I'm
Hmm.
like, how long this gonna take? Like, I wanted a divorce probably more than the pricing I did anymore.
Right.
And my lawyer was like, chill, Recia, it's gonna happen. It's not gonna be that quick. you know.
But
So
you just wanted to be like, you know how they say, like the closure, like let this be over so I could start my peace, so I could start healing. Like, because it's difficult when you're trying to work on yourself and get that peace, but you still got these court dates and you still got to deal with all the other drama. Please, mine was very dramaful, right? So I totally understand how you feel. But when, like you also mentioned, when you're done, you're done. Like when you're ready, when you know you're ready, you're gonna make that change. You're gonna do whatever it takes to get you to that peace. And you said you wanted to restore your happiness
mhm.
and peace. For me, it was different because I didn't know I wasn't happy. Like I thought
Hmm.
this was my like this is the life that I lived for 15 years and this is what happiness looks like, right? Because obviously, but I didn't, like I told you, the therapy was surprising because in therapy I realized I wasn't. It was so it's a lot of components to the healing process. But
Mhm.
yeah, definitely
There is that definitely
therapy.
different layers to it. Yeah, so that was my surprising part. So, anyways, yeah, like just I mean, life can never be exactly how we want it to be, but like I tell people always, if something don't kill you, it meant to make you stronger.
Stronger,
It
yeah.
meant to teach you teach you something. You learn something from it. So, I don't regret anything at all. I'm so glad that I had the experience, and because now it seems like you're starting over, but you are not really starting over because now you have an experience. You are starting from an
Hmm.
experience, and you can make things right with yourself. You know what you want, and you know what you don't want.
Right.
You know, you can be very intentional with your life at this point. So that's a good thing. Thank you for sharing that part of your story.
No problem.
Was thank you for watching Teresa. She said completely over it. Yes, ma'am. That's right. Okay. So let me ask you this. What was the hardest part about? Okay. It's been 4 years before I asked this question. It's been 4 years. So are you dating yet? Are you in
Oh
a
yeah. Oh
relationship?
yeah, definitely. So what wait, so ask the question again. I didn't hear the last part.
I was gonna ask the question, but I'm like, wait, let me find out if she's dating yet. So
Oh yes,
what
I am.
okay. So what was the hardest part about dating after your divorce?
So there was a couple of different things that was difficult about the dating portion. I'm currently in a relationship, so thank God I'm not dating. I'm in a committed, loving, happy
Okay,
relationship.
okay.
But the dating part,
Mhm.
at first, it's like, it's always that external perception, right? Like, what are my friends gonna think? What are my family gonna think? What are my kids? Is it too soon? Are people gonna be, talking about that part? And then it was the actual dating. Um, because I realized I think I'm like a serial relationshipper because I've always been in relationships and never really dated. So
Hmm.
for me, it was difficult because if I meet this person, we go out, he likes me, I like him, we're having a good time. Now, after that, you're my boyfriend now to me,
Okay.
right? So, like, I don't understand why we still think like that part
Yeah.
was I could not wrap my head around. Like, why you still want to date? Like, we cool. Like, you like me, right? I like you. So that part was very difficult. And outside of just the fear of, not trusting people because you hear everybody talk about how like the dating pool is so terrible and
Right.
it's full of crap. So like everybody you meet, you kind of skeptical about like, is this person really after one thing or so it's like it was difficult in the beginning, but from the easy part for me, I just went back to someone that I knew already in the past, someone that I knew
Mm.
I could trust. So,
Mm.
so I think that made it a little bit more easy for me because that couple of months when I was on those apps, it was
Mm.
crazy. I had like
Wow.
two or three good ones, but they just wanted to continue to date people, and I was like, "Why you met me? Like, what you dating for? And you don't need nobody else." So that one, I was like, "No,
Right.
this is
Okay. And I relate to you so much when you were saying that, like you speaking my language. Like that's how I be feeling. I'm not able to just date people. I think I was just born to be a wife
not."
because or a relationship person because I don't know the difference
Definitely.
between dating someone and treating them as a boyfriend and then treating someone as a husband. Like I don't know the difference. If you're my boyfriend, you have the whole package, you know.
Right.
So like you said, you go on a date one time, you would like each other. We dating. To me, you my man already. Like what's
Right.
up? But guys
Yeah,
don't
like, what are
think
we
like that.
doing?
Yeah, and guys don't think that. Most guys don't think that. They're like, okay, we did it. Especially the ones that still want to play a little bit,
Mhm.
So it's hard for people like us. You
Right.
people like us because there are females that like to date and just keep it dating and right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's 0 out of 10 for me. No.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
It's
like it, like I always like I was like maybe I could somebody will introduce me to somebody they know or somebody, but it just was like still that lingering factor that they wanted to continue to date. So like
Yeah,
that
I'm
didn't
not
work for
giving you
me.
myself for no, like I'm not a girlfriend. Like you're not playing with me, and then 4 months later you done. So people like us, we stay single because
Right.
if he's not ready to settle, it's like, all right, I don't want you. You stay single. Even though for me right now, like I said earlier, I just been out of my situation a year and a half because when you're going through a divorce, you are not single. So I don't consider that year of going through the divorce as I was single. I was still married
Right.
because, obeying God's will, I would like to say I was still married. So after that, when the ink got dry on those papers, I was like, how far I was
I'm
going.
ready.
I was like, okay, now okay, all right, I'm back to me. But dating has been, I haven't found no interest in no dating for, I don't know if it's the dating thing. Like I said earlier, it's just hard for me to trust people now.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
people
and
say
that's
one
hard.
thing, they say one thing and it's a whole nother thing, and I just don't have the time and the patience. I get aggravated very quick. Like I'll
Yes.
cut you off just like this for no. You don't even have to do nothing. You just have to say one thing to annoy me, and you're done. Like because it's like I don't want to waste my time. It's to
It's the
me.
time. It's the time for me. Like, don't waste my time,
When
please.
you know it's right, it's right. If I'm not
Mhm.
clicking with you, if I don't like something, I'm very intentional these days. I'm
Yeah.
protecting my peace. I'm protecting my space. I'm very, very, very overly protective of myself. you know and that's a good thing, because like I said earlier, you learn from your experiences and
Yeah,
you're supposed to.
exactly.
You can't be dummy forever. So that's where I'm at. So I'm single, 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 single with an exclamation point.
When you're ready, you'll know.
Yes, yeah, I don't think I'm ready yet. Nobody deserves
Yeah.
me right
Just
now.
enjoy yourself, enjoy your peace, enjoy your space because once you start dating, you got to share some of that stuff.
You gotta share your, yeah.
Mhm.
You don't belong to yourself no more. And so, but when the right person comes, it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like you going out of your way, because it just makes sense, you know.
Right.
And so that's good. I'm happy for you that you have already, started a whole new thing, because I
Yes. Thank
love.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Friendship after divorce. Do you find yourself, how did your friendship change after your divorce? Like, so what I mean by that is some people can stay friends with their exes depending on the situation. How is that for you? Like,
Well, the friendships, I definitely was not staying friends with him at all.
yeah.
That was not an option. But what was kind of sad was because, like when you're with somebody for so long and you're a
Mhm.
couple, your friends are couples too, right? So it's like you guys grow together with these couple friendships. So when you guys are separated, you're no longer together, it's like awkward for the other couple friends, right? So I
Mhm.
lost a lot of really good girlfriends
Mhm.
because they were his friends' wives. And so they felt kind of awkward, like still, I guess communicating with me, knowing that their husbands is still his friend. It was just weird like that. So I did lose some friendships in that aspect of it. But like friends with him, no, we're not friends.
Okay, yeah, that's also implied for what you just said, friend. The surrounding everybody else that was in a friendship together, which is sad.
Right.
Which is sad, because that's what people don't understand. When you get into a relationship, you are not getting into a relationship with one person. You're getting into a relationship with their parents, with their whole
Right.
family.
Family, friends, like family that you've known for half your life, no longer is your family. Like you're no
Mhm.
longer invited to the cookout.
Yeah, right. And it's like a whole, like, wait, am I dead? That you're just
Right.
forgetting about me like that? Especially when you have children, which you guys did. It can be it can be hard. But cutting people off because, okay, that's his friend. Then sometimes the wives become friends. And now you can't be friends no more, just because
Right.
all of these things. It's traumatizing for everybody. That's what, moving from one relationship to another, I don't find it funny, because you
Right.
are
And even for the
fighting.
kids, because remember, those are your friends. So growing up, those are auntie and uncle to your kids.
Mhm,
And it's
mhm,
like,
mhm.
why we don't go to auntie and uncle house no more? Like, what's
Exactly.
up with that? Yeah. So
Yeah,
it affects everybody.
everybody. That's the part I don't like about it. I would like to remain friends with some people, but some people can't. But it
Yeah,
is,
they just don't know how to separate the
yeah, you
two.
can
And it's just
separate them,
awkward.
which is sad. I mean, we broke up, so you don't have to break up with me. I don't have to break up with
Right.
you. Like, come on. But I mean, I see where it can get really uncomfortable.
Mhm.
I see
Yeah,
that.
I think that was mostly it, like, just people just being uncomfortable and, it feeling awkward because, I'm in another relationship, so it's just weird, I guess, for some people. It's okay because there's a season for everybody, and their season expired in my life, so it was good
Mhm.
while it lasted.
Yeah, and they say leave things in the past and move on to new, because the new
Right.
man has new friends. Those friends have their friends. Now you can find new people, and that's just how it is. It is what
Right.
it is. All right. So long distance relationship. What do you think is key to making a long distance relationship? If you had to.
I did. So my relationship started out long distance the first year. um, it was long distance. There are a lot of factors that are key, but the main two is communication and trust, right? So there's a lot of things that go into it, but without those two, this is just not going to work. It's just like literally you have to, and it has to be, there is no cookie cutter description of what it should look like or what it should be like. It has to be what works for you guys. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of people make that mistake of, well, this is what you're supposed to do, or this is what, you're supposed to call me in the morning or text me at night, or, it don't go into a long distance relationship like that, because it's two different worlds. It's a completely different relationship. You literally have to do what works for you. And ours was our relationship long distance was it was like really unconventional because I'm a day person. He's a night owl. So
Mhm.
like I wake up early and I go to bed early, and he wakes up late. Like by the time when I'm getting ready to go to bed is when he wake up, and then he's up all night. So we just had like a very untraditional way of communicating. Sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, for whatever it took to make it work. We did that, and then you just have to really trust each other because you're not going to see them every day. You're not with them every day, so you have to trust that what they say they're doing. And it's not really up to you. It's really up to your partner to build that trust with you, to make you trust them, basically. So a lot of communicating, a lot of and this time around it was easier for me because coming out of a 15-year marriage, I'm a different person. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. Like you said, I was very intentional about what I was looking for. And I was like, I don't have time to wait. So like, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. You with that? Okay. You are good. Let's make it work. Let's do whatever it takes to make it work. And then after a year, we eventually were able to come together. So
Okay. Well, listen, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Um, Long distance or not, because someone can be in the bed with you all day or night. It doesn't mean it's right, you know.
right.
But I don't know. I way back then, before even I got married, I dated someone, but it wasn't long distance from the start. That's the thing.
Mhm.
We did it for a long time, probably a year before this person, moved out of state. So I hang on there a little bit because, I mean, we were already together.
Right.
Oh, it was just something temporary, but that did not work out. That long
It
distance.
didn't work out for you?
It wasn't really for me. It was him. I think he did the whole move because he was hiding something.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yes.
well, there's
So
that.
I later on found out. So at that point, I'm like, oh, okay. It makes sense why you had to move for no reason. You already have a relationship over here.
Right.
Well, he was trying to have something. But since then, I haven't really dated anybody long distance. When I did long distance, I can say yes for sure, but maybe I can try. But with my insecurity level right now,
Oh,
and I'm
okay. Yeah, it's not
not
a good
ashamed of
time.
saying it, yeah, with my trust issue, maybe not.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah,
not.
it'll be very difficult if you don't trust them because you're always going to think they're doing something else other than what they're actually doing, or telling you something that's not true because you can't
Right.
physically be there to see
And
it.
it's not really because of the individual I might be dating, just your some past situation that caused you not to have this trust now, to trust men, to trust people. So I think when you said earlier therapy really help you, I'm eventually gonna do some therapy because I don't know if it's gonna help me because my head
It
is.
will. It totally will. I promise you. I
I
promise
believe
you.
so. I believe so. It will because I need to get out of this place with this trust issue. And
Yes.
my trust issue is not for infidelity because I haven't really had a relationship that I would say, I went through infidelity. Um, Unless I'm assuming or maybe I touched something. Like even what I said about him doing something else, that's why he moved out of state. I did not
Hmm.
see anything. That's just what
Right.
I thought. So I haven't really
Exactly.
like been with a man whom I can definitely say, all right, this person cheated, this person did this, this.
Same. Yeah,
Yeah.
me either.
So that's not my problem. That hasn't been my problem, and hopefully it will never be my problem because somebody gonna catch a case. So
You
hopefully not.
when you go to therapy, they're gonna identify what that problem is for you. And
Yeah.
then you're
So
gonna be like, wow, I didn't even think about that. It stemmed from that. Like, why it's I'm telling you, it's eye-opening. And you're gonna enjoy it.
trust, trust, trust. Yes, that's my problem, Teresa. So my trusting is, meeting people and they're telling you they one thing, and then you finding out later on they're a whole another different person. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
my problem with me saying, if I know this person living close by, maybe I can see something quicker than being far away, you know. But again, when the right person comes, I think it just work. You can't predict
Right.
these things. There's nothing you can do. You can't predict. So I just have to chill and just
Yes, you have
don't
to check. I
don't
mean, you keep your guard up a little bit. You don't want to
Mhm.
just be completely naive, but
Right.
you could chill a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna chill. All right, let me drink some water. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna trust somebody's son. Somebody's son
Right. Start
gonna
take
matter
baby
me one day.
steps. Take baby steps and like just start with like a small amount of trust and see how it goes.
Right. What she said, yes. And you are not alone when it comes to receive with the trust issue. Okay, exactly. I'm not alone.
A lot
I'm
of people
being
have trust issues, and like you said, it could be from different things. It don't have to be because you experience infidelity or you experience abuse or it's just different
mhm.
things. And that hurts from moving on to a new relationship. Like you're gonna carry that into your new relationships. Like, girl, just get your therapy and heal. Start your healing process. Well, you already started,
Mhm.
and you'll see it'll all fall in line.
It will. It will. Thank you. Thank you. God's working on him somewhere.
Right,
He's
exactly.
working on me. So, all right, that is awesome. That was, I think, so far about relationship. That was it. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about surviving abuse because I know you mentioned about some experiences with abuse. Can you share a moment that helped you leave an abusive relationship, whether it was romantic or family, just whatever that experience was for you?
I think for me, the pivotal moment was when it was no longer like behind closed doors and just me and him, and he actually did it in front of my kids. I think that was it for me because I was like, okay, wait a minute. So many different emotions, right? So many different things going through your head. But for one, I have a daughter. So I'm like, there's no way I could allow her to think that this is the way a man is supposed to treat you.
Mhm.
And then, I don't want my kids to ever have that image of their mother in that situation or their father in that predicament, right? So for me, I think I was able to live and survive and go through it, but it was just like me and him, behind the closed doors, like I said. But once it became to the point where he didn't care, if he was in front of the kids or if we were outside or whatever, that for me was like, okay, no, this something's got to give now. Wake up, girl. Knock, knock. Like this is not the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, that was the pivotal moment for me right there.
Okay. I'm not sure why all your answers or just everything, just like I'm asking myself because when you said, I'm like, wow, that was my thing with, I talked about it in my book, Unmuted. Guys, go pick up Unmuted. It's on Amazon, it's in Walmart, it's in Target. So you can get it from anywhere. Just Google the book. I'm Googleable. Google Recia Kabbah is going to show you every website that this book is on. But Amazon is our go-to these days. So go to Amazon.
Right. You can get it in 2 days.
You get it in 2 days, sometime one day.
Right. Depending on where you are.
Right. So get your copy. If you want to come on the show, the information is down below on the screen. Hit me up. Let's talk about this. Talking about it is part of the healing process. So, just to elaborate a little more on what you just said, for me, what actually opened my eyes is similar to what you just said, because I did experience a lot of physical abuse in my early relationship. I'm not gonna give it away because I need you to pick up the book. But when I was going through that abuse, I thought it was normal, because when something continues happening over and over,
Mhm.
it becomes your norm. But you just make a point, because it was in the home and people wasn't saying it. It was easy for me to keep it like that. It was easy.
Mhm.
I wasn't just thinking about me. I was also protecting this person, because if I had called the cops, then now he's in trouble. And
Right.
so people, abusers don't understand. Most of the time, we on the receiving end are more protective of them than they are of us. You know, we are protecting our abusers all day, every day. That's what women are doing. You just protect them, because even though they are hurting you, but you are thinking about what could happen if you expose them.
Mhm.
But the moment for me was when that abuse left the house, because when someone gets too comfortable abusing you, hitting on you, cussing you out, whatever it is, when they get too comfortable with that, it doesn't matter where they are going to do it.
Right.
They are just so comfortable with treating you like that
Mm.
until they don't even realize anymore if somebody's around or not. You
Exactly.
know,
They don't care.
yeah, because it's become their norm. They are getting away with it. So now, in this particular moment, when my friends are there, when people are around at a party and you punching me and you kicking, I'm like, damn, this happened in the home and I did not talk about it. But now it's
Mhm.
out here, now I'm in trouble.
Right.
Because if someone can do that in front of a whole group of people, that's to tell they don't give it.
They really
Fuck
don't
with
care.
them,
Yeah.
you know. And so at that moment, I had to think about myself. I had to think
Yep.
about my children, because my son, as young as he was, he still talk about that stuff. I didn't
Yeah,
even
they
know.
won't forget. They don't
Yeah,
forget. That's not something you want them to have in their memory. So you're like,
no.
wait, nah.
Yeah, I was over there thinking it was my normal, and here's my child is being traumatized by it.
Right.
And at this age, 20 somewhere years old, and they can tell you exactly memories that they saw, which is wow, so
Mhm.
that was my moment when it came from the inside to the outside, like you said, and that's how a lot of people are. We are accepting these things behind closed doors. Some people don't survive to tell their story. Some
Right.
people can't tell their story because they did not survive from it. So to be able to survive from it and be able to talk about it, or be able to put yourself first and do better is great. So that's good. If you are in an abusive relationship, please guys, listen, it doesn't get better. It only get worse over
Mm-mm.
time. It doesn't.
Nope,
Whatever
they won't.
abuses it, it doesn't get better. Trust me, it just get worse over and over. So, the more they tell you, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it, the next one gonna be bigger than that first one. And it's just like that, because people mind, they feel like they have control over you. They feel like they can do stuff and get away with it. So you have to
Mhm.
love yourself. You have to put yourself first. Life is way bigger than whatever that situation is. When you can love yourself, know what you want, love your children if children are involved, love life, because life is so short. You don't want to give nobody that much control over you.
Right.
So if you're watching this here, please seek help, talk to somebody, run, do something. It is not a good place to be. Trust me, it is not. That it's not life. That it's not life. So thank you. Reach out to somebody for help.
Right. Anyone.
I don't need everybody to be walking around here being muted and becoming unmuted, because it was just too much. That's why I'm sharing my story, to help somebody. This is a platform that I have come up with to, beyond me writing a book, I want to be able to talk about these things, because even with divorce, with relationship, all the different conversations that we be having is there to help somebody. It's not
Right.
just because we want to
Hopefully it
say,
does.
yeah, well, hopefully it do, because hopefully it does, because I'm not just trying to sit here and look pretty and talk. No, it's about bringing awareness to whatever situation it is. And I'm so grateful for everyone that comes on to share that story, because her story can help you. She's been married for 15 years. She had it, when it became where she had to let it go, she let it go. It could be you, because sometimes we
Right.
just holding on to things because of the years.
Mm-hmm.
We've been married for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But out of those 20 years, maybe you are happy for the first 3 years.
Right.
You
And
know?
then you have to say to yourself at some point, like you said, it's been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Like, how many more years do I want to go through this? Like, you have to say that to yourself. Like, how many more years do I actually want to keep doing this? Because I'm not getting any younger. Like, so it's not easy. And everybody goes through it at a different stage. But once, like I said before, when you know, you know.
Mhm.
It could take something tragic, unfortunately, for some people for them to
Mhm.
get to that point. Or it could be just like fed up. But you just have to put yourself first, put your children first,
Mhm.
so that like it is better than this out there, and
It
I can have
is.
better.
It is. And it's okay. So yes, I'm divorced, I'm single. I'm not here encouraging people to get divorced because I'm divorced. No,
Right.
I did not want to be divorced. You guys probably all read my book. Some of you that haven't. I did not want to get divorced. I love relationship. I love love. I love marriage. But sometimes what we want is not what want us, and that's just the
But
reality. But does that make me stop loving? No. And like we said, how many more years? If you've been married for 20 years and now you guys can barely even be friends, you guys can barely, maybe just living together to pay bills, because most
right,
people,
roommates.
it's that cheaper to keep her, you know, it's cheaper to keep him, whatever the situation may be. And but you ain't ready, you don't really have that relationship. The kids can see that you're not happy.
Hmm. You're
Why
actually
would
hurting
you?
them.
Why would you want to spend another 10 more years in that same toxic relationship when you can create a whole new 10 years of being happy, whether it's by
Hmm.
yourself or with somebody else? The point is
Right.
happiness is your main goal, you know. So
Exactly.
from 20 years to 30 years, and you still in the same place, you still miserable. It got worse, and or spend the next 10, 15 years happy. So you have to choose. We can't win everything. You have to lose to win.
Yeah.
You can't win everything. Yes, you are right, my sister. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm here reading the comments. So no relationship at all in your chest like that. Yeah. So just first of all, just put yourself first. I think that's what we are trying to say. Put yourself
Hmm.
first. Don't love
You
anybody.
have to put yourself first.
Yeah. And don't think about the years. They are just the years, okay? But you have to put yourself first and put your children first, put your family first, because those are the ones that love you. All right. Rebuilding trust after divorce. We are back to the trust place. How
Right.
did you rebuild trust after surviving abuse, after
I think that's still a
survive
work in
after
progress.
the trust, right?
Yeah, I
After the
think that
abuse.
I think it's still a work in progress. I think what makes it what helps the trust is the person I'm in a relationship with, because that's not their character or their demeanor. So that kind of helps a little bit, but you just never know. Oh, no, it's like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, it can happen overnight, right? Like,
Mhm.
is this thing that I'm gonna say gonna trigger them, or is this thing that I'm going to do make him want to? So I think that is something that takes a long time to
Mhm.
rebuild. You have to find what works for you. Like I mentioned to you, it's still a work in progress for me.
Mhm.
Um, I just, you just, for me, I just feel like I never know like what it's going to be. Right now it's great. It's awesome. It's amazing. But you know, tomorrow it could not be, right?
Mhm.
Which is terrible to have to think that way. But yeah, still working on that. Still
Well, I like
working.
the mindset that you have because sometimes, and I think that's what messed me up. That's what really the word I want to use. I'm not going to use it here because my video is on YouTube. But I think that's what messed me up. You have to leave room
Hmm.
you have to leave room for disappointment. And people,
Right.
why will you think something bad? It's not bad. The thing is, when you leave room for errors, you are not so broken when if they happen.
If it
It's not
happens,
because
right?
yeah, it's not because you sitting around praying for it to happen or you want it to happen, but it's like putting expectations on people, right? When you have that much high expectation on a person, we are human. We are
Right.
human. We can change any second. Our minds can change. Somebody can tell you, I love it. I mean, I had that experience. Hello, unmuted. Okay, I had that experience. Somebody can tell you, baby, I love you today. Tomorrow, they be like, baby, I don't love you no more. If you think I'm lying, pick up my book. It's a memoir. It's all facts. All right. So we have to leave room for those things, and pray that they don't happen. It's not
Hmm.
something we are sitting around hoping for, but if they do happen, they don't damage you and break you to the point where you had no room for errors. Okay.
Right.
So I like her mindset. You are happy, your relationship is great, but you don't feel to realize that that possibility is there. You know,
Yeah.
it, yeah, it's there because we are human, and so, but it's not going to be your story. It's not going to be your
I
story.
mean, I really hope not. I don't
Yeah,
see it
it's not going to be
happening.
your story. But if it was
That's
to
not what I'm
God,
putting out for myself. So let's just
yeah,
say that I'm not manifesting that to be part of my story in any
no, no,
way.
it's not. But but it's a good thing. People need to know that you have to leave room for
Yeah.
friendships. It could be romantic. It could be just regular friendship. It could be with your own children. Your husband, your sister, your mother. Your mother can feel you. Anybody can feel you. You can't trust people where you forget yourself because they are human and you cannot hold them responsible. Like Tyler Perry says something that really catch me when I heard it. You have to meet people where they are. You have to you can't put expectations on people because when they fail at your expectation, it's gonna break you. You're gonna be
Right.
frustrated. You're gonna be mad at them like they done something to you. No, you have to let
Right.
people be who they are, and
Who
you
they
have.
are, because you are who you are. Like I go and like you said, even with friendships, I don't expect my friends to friend the way I friend, right? So like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get mad at you because you didn't call me every day or text me or like call me on my kid's birthday, like whatever it is, because
Mhm.
that's just who you are. I know when I need you, you're there,
Right.
right? So that's all that matters to me. When I enter relationships, whether it's friendships or even with meeting new people, it's just like I'm not going to put that expectation on you because I don't want to be disappointed. A and B, I know that everybody's not like me, so
Right.
I
I
have
mean,
I
not
have
like
the highest
you.
expectation of myself, but
Hmm.
not for not everyone.
Exactly. You can only give what you're able to give. And even at that, sometimes we want to give more, but maybe our life just can't permit us to do so.
Exactly, exactly, and you never know what they're going through. So just
And you have to respect your friends for that. You have to give them grace for that. Like you said, if the person can be there for you when you need them, that's the most
exactly.
important thing. You don't have to talk all day, every day. Friendship, let me just elaborate a little bit on friendship particular, not even a romantic one. A friendship can feel like a romantic situation. When you've been
Hmm.
friends with somebody for so long, you build that relationship, your sisters, your brothers, those things can hurt you sometimes more than even or intimate relationship, because that's your girl, that's your boy, and stuff like that.
Right.
You don't want to put too much pressure on your friends either, and you don't want to put something on them that they may not be able to do. But I don't like to put my friends in a situation where they have to choose, or they will do it being uncomfortable. That's
Mm-hmm.
not a good thing, or expect them to do certain things because other friends are doing that same thing. you know Let people be who they are and be comfortable with
Exactly.
themselves and do what they can do themselves, rather than making them feel like they have to compete with other people. you know so, because those things can also bring problem into relationships. So just a little thing. For me, I don't have big circle of friends. My friends are very little, but it's very little, but it's big, it's huge, because I know I can talk
Right.
to them.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I used to have a huge one. Like you said, as you grow, as your life changes, your
Mhm.
friendship circle changes. But like the ones in my circle, those are my circle. They know, right?
They're strong. They are
Yeah.
strong people. You don't talk every day, but it's like when we pick up the phone. When I pick up the phone with my girlfriend, we haven't talked for a month. It's like we didn't miss no beat.
No, not
She's
at
telling me
all.
everything. I'm telling her everything. We can't even control it.
Right.
Even if I thought of not telling her something, I'm just gonna say it because it just doesn't feel right now to say it. you
Right.
know. And so those are the friendship we are talking about. Build some strong sisterhood where you don't have to compete with nobody, where you don't have to
Exactly.
worry about anything. And that's just life. Instead of having 10, 15 friends, you ain't got no friend if you got 15 friends. Let me just tell you now, you ain't got no friends. You got a lot of
A
instigators
lot
and
of
enemies
associates.
and you know, a lot of situationship around you.
Situationships.
Situationships. All right. So that's a little bit about friendship and whatever romantic it could be right there. So, all right. I think we did good, but now I would like for you to tell the people who you are, the boss lady that you are, the CEO that you are, just you are out there doing your thing, boss chick.
Oh,
Let
thank you,
us
thank you. Yes, so I am Chicona K. I am an entrepreneur. I have three businesses. I have a luxury home fragrance company where I specialize in like candles and room sprays, wax melts, all the luxury scents for your home that are all vegan and cruelty free. So you might want to check that out. I also have an event planning company where I specialize in like smaller, intimate events or workshops and corporate events as well. And I have a business consulting company where I help business owners and high powered executives to manage the day to day functions of their businesses. And as you mentioned when you introduced me in the beginning, I also do mentorship for new business owners and upcoming business owners. So if you are thinking about starting a business or you just started a business, or even if you're a corporate girly, which I was for 20 years before I went full rogue and full-time entrepreneur. If you're in the corporate world and you're looking to advance in your career and you're not sure how to do it, holla at me. I can help you with that too. So yeah,
oh,
that's who I am and what I do.
oh wow. See, I told you she's the boss. She's wearing a lot of different hats. And what I love about this is that you're not staying in just one place. You know, you are open to so many different things. Okay,
Not
there you
so
go.
many
So
different things, but
reach
yeah.
out to her. She just told you. She said she's thinking about opening her own business and she need help. And
Oh,
so
definitely.
reach out to our boss chick right here. That's her Facebook. You can screenshot and follow her on Facebook, and then you guys can take it from there. If you are watching this live and want help with some businesses, everything else she mentioned, just hit her up. All right. If
Hit
not,
me up. Slide in my DMs.
slide in the DMs. You heard it from her. Slide in the DM. She's a boss chick. She would make you a boss. Oh, if you want to be one. And that's why I love it about my boss ladies. I love to see people doing what they love to do.
Yes,
Just
definitely.
just out there, just doing our thing. And when you love doing something, it's not even about the money most of the time. It
It
just
really isn't. I mean, it helps, but it
Mhm.
doesn't. It's just the peace. Remember how you were saying, like, give me my peace. Like, I want to find my peace. It's the piece of it all.
Mhm.
And just knowing, like you said, you're doing what you love. So even when you have frustrating days, it's okay. It's okay, right? Because I'm doing what I love and I'm working for myself. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's amazing. Can't
You are
complain.
the
10 out of
CEO of
10.
your own life, okay? Nobody got to tell you nothing. Nobody got to give you no directions. Like, go do this, go do that. You at the boss. You wake up when you want, you sleep when you want. Even though working for yourself means you are never off.
Yeah,
You
well, you have to create those boundaries to make sure that you're off. I
right.
do definitely try to incorporate them. It's difficult when I have like, because I do events, they're usually on the weekends, but typically I try not to work on the weekends at all. But when I have except for when I have events and when I do that, I just take other days off during the week. Like I have my days off. I
Yeah, you
don't play
have
that.
to.
And I sleep, I take naps. My friends laugh at me all the time because I'm like, oh, it's time for my nap. I'll be up in a couple of hours and I can hang out. But yeah, so I have to. It was very difficult managing that schedule. Like when I first did a full time entrepreneur, it was just like, oh, like you said, I could wake up when I want to, I go to sleep when I want to, but
Mhm.
I had to add some discipline
Yeah,
into my
yeah.
routine because
Mhm.
you don't have that. Oh, I have to clock in at 8 o'clock, or I have to take my lunch break at 12. My routine was crazy. Like it would, it'll be 2, 3 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, I didn't eat. So like I had to kind of put some boundaries in place and
Right.
establish some discipline within myself. But I'm on a good
Mhm.
schedule now.
Yeah, you have to do that because you can really fall off easily. You can fall off
Yes.
easily. You can't.
Burnout is real, and I
Mhm.
definitely experienced that, and I definitely overcome that. Like, I think I have an ebook about that too. So one of my
Mental
ebooks is
reset.
avoiding burnout.
Yeah, yeah, you can. You gotta have some time for a mental reset for you to give your best to your business and your best to yourself.
Yes,
It's 7 days in a
absolutely.
week, so you can take one day or 2 days for yourself. It's not gonna hurt the business. It's
It's
actually gonna
not, and then there may
help.
be a week where we work 7 days full, but just those next days coming up, make sure you take them off. Like it's no, just balance it
Hmm.
out.
Self-care, guys. Money is good, but it's not gonna do you any good if you're not healthy.
Right.
So it is what it is. So you're looking to do business. Those are some of the key advice you can take because, like for me, Sundays I don't like to do nothing. I don't. Sundays I
Yeah,
like to
Sunday,
go to
like I told you,
church.
it's my rest and reset. I'm usually
Yeah.
lounging in the bed, catching up on TV that I don't really get to catch up on during the week.
Correct.
Light cleaning in the house and cooking, and that's it. Like,
Mhm.
maybe I have an errands around, but I try not to leave the house
Mhm.
on Sundays if I don't have to. Like, I just don't
Right.
want to leave the house on Sunday.
You better than me. I don't even like to cook on Sunday. It's
Oh no,
like
I have to cook. I love cooking. I love to cook.
I don't like to cook on Sunday. Sunday I have to go to church. That's it. I just want to relax. Monday to
Yeah.
Saturday, you can have me 24 hours, but Sunday is like leave me alone.
Yeah,
I
Sunday.
just,
My phone is usually on do not disturb. I mean, I answer if I have to, but like I just like you said, I just want to reset, like clear my mind, and I usually do that. Take a nice bubble bath. So after this, that's what I'm gonna do. This is late for me. I'm usually sleep by 10 o'clock.
see, guys, you can tell she's very relaxed. You can tell she has her stuff together.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I'm definitely gonna do that. I mean, it's very important. So you gotta do it.
so
Gotta take care of
her
yourself.
coaching you would be a good thing too because she would help you set those boundaries, and help yourself, help um, your mental and your business aspects. So reach out to
Right.
my sister here. She will help you out. So, but thank you so much for being. Any last thing
Thank
from
you.
everything we discussed? Any last word for our viewers that they can take home?
Yeah, so the main takeaway I hope that everyone got from this is to put yourself first, right? No matter what your situation is, no matter what you're going through, you can't be helpful or useful to anyone unless you put yourself first and take care of yourself and make sure that you are happy, because the only person who is responsible for your happiness is you. So please make sure that whatever it is that makes you happy, regardless of what other people think about it, you do it for you and just kill all the outside noise. Take care of
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes, take care of yourself, self-love, self-care, and be very, 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 very intentional about everything you do. When you do that, I
Right.
find myself in a better place now since I started doing that.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. It feels so good.
mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm.
feels like refreshing, just like, oh, like you said, intentional. Do what you want to do with a purpose, and you understand what that purpose is. So,
Yep, yep. Your no is a no, your yes is your yes. And that's it. Stand on that. Stand on business. All
right. No
right.
is a complete sentence.
It is. It is. It is. Yes, thank you, thank you,
Well,
thank you.
thank you for having
This
me, and
was
I
good.
appreciate it. I loved it, and I enjoyed talking to you.
I enjoy talking
So,
to you
enjoy the
too.
rest of your Sunday night. I hope you get to rest.
Yes, and you do the same, beautiful. You do the same. I'll talk
Okay.
to you again.
All
Thank you for
right.
being here.
Bye.
Bye bye. Wow, it was nice. Y'all, listen, this hair being on my face today is a thing. All right. That's why y'all see me keep removing it. Y'all know I be wearing my short hair, but today I'm showing off a little bit. Tell me if you like my hair. Leave a comment. Let me know if you like my new style. I'm trying to do something. I don't know. I'm just trying to do something. So, but this show was great tonight. Yes, thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you for your interaction with us. And again, reach out to my girl for any assistance. She will help you out. And I just want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. I can see you guys, especially from Facebook, because when I'm on my laptop doing the show, I can barely see a lot of things. But when I'm on Facebook, I can see a lot, and I see a lot of people watching. A lot of people keep tuning in, and I'm very, very appreciative of the support that you guys are giving to my platform, right? To unmute it. Please, if you have not gotten your copy of Unmuted, go ahead and get your copy. It's on Amazon. You will receive it in a day or two, depending on your location or your subscription with the company. So please grab your copy. And also, if you have something to talk about, if you have a story that you would like to share, we talk about relationships, we talk about divorce, we talk about abuse, we talk about blended family, we talk about dating. You want to talk to me, you have a question for me. Send me your questions and I can read them on our next episode. All right. If you happen to watch this show after I'm off live, you can still send me your question and I can read them on my next episode. Okay. And if you have a story, send us an email, info@unmuted.us. Info@unmuted.us. All right. If you are watching this, you already know where we are because this is on YouTube, this is on Facebook, and our Instagram is Let's Get Unmuted Podcast. I'm gonna give a little shout out to my girl, Jesse Heflin. She did her thing yesterday with the Inner Star Trailblazer Award, in which I was nominated for my book Unmuted. And I'm so grateful for the blessings that Unmuted has been giving me. It is almost time for my anniversary with Unmuted since I launched my book. It was last year, October the 22nd. So I'm almost a year since I launched Unmuted. And I will be having an unmuted celebration next Sunday, God's willing, for just to celebrate the 1 year. But that will also be right here on this podcast, inviting my girls, inviting different people just to celebrate with me because I'm so excited about this, about my story and everything, all the greatness that has been coming along with it. I can't wait to talk to you guys. I can't wait for us to celebrate Unmuted together. My beautiful sisters are going to join me, and we are going to be sipping tea, drinking wine, and just talking, talk. So, right. Okay, yes, please do. So thank you again for tuning in tonight. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you guys. I love you guys, and I love you guys. Again, this is Unmuted Podcast. I am your host, Recia Kabbah. There we go. See ya. Bye.